whispered. The unsettling part wasn't the voice on the recording, it was the time stamp, because it lasted 4 minutes. But the clock insisted it was only 12 seconds. And no one could explain what happened inside the missing time. Tonight we step quietly into another forgotten mystery, a place where questions linger longer than answers. The air feels older here, as if the past is waiting just beyond the edge of light. Settle in, the mystery is waiting, in northern Norway. In the winter of 2009, there was a research station buried in snow and silence, a place designed for isolation experiments, sleep studies, cognitive endurance, human behavior under long darkness. Only 6 people were stationed there, no nearby towns. No visitors, just ice, wind, and the slow erosion of time. At first, everything was documented perfectly: daily logs, environmental readings, psych evaluations. But on February 17th, something entered the records that shouldn't have. A short audio file, 12 seconds long, labeled only "Do not archive." But that was only the first detail that refused to make sense. The station was part of a broader psychological program, similar, some said, to the old sensory deprivation research of the Cold War. The goal was simple: to understand what prolonged darkness does, not to the body, but to perception. Because in polar night, the brain begins to lose its usual anchors. People report memory slips, auditory distortions, the sensation that hours fold unnaturally. One researcher later described it as living inside a hallway with no clocks. Still, nothing in the program suggested danger. No drugs, no extreme deprivation, just controlled isolation. And endless night, but small warnings appeared in the logs. A technician wrote, "Thought I heard someone walking outside at 3:11. No footprints." Another noted, "Woke up convinced I'd missed an entire day." And then, on the 17th, the station's lead recorder captured something else. Something that made the staff stop speaking altogether. The audio file was discovered weeks later, not in the main archive, but inside a corrupted folder. Its timestamp read 2 hours 14 minutes and 3 seconds duration. 0 hours 0 minutes and 12 seconds, but when played, the sound was longer, far longer, at least 4 minutes. The first 20 seconds were almost nothing, just soft station hum, a distant heater clicking, then breathing. Someone very close to the microphone, not panicked, not rushed, just listening. Then a quiet voice, almost thoughtful. It said, "I think we already repeated this part." The file cut out, but the internal playback continued. Silence. Then strange movement, a chair sliding, a door opening, then a second voice, not recorded on any staff list, not recognized. It whispered, "Don't look at the clocks." After that, only a low tone, like the sound of pressure in the ears. And then, the recording ended. 12 seconds. But no one could explain why it contained minutes. Technicians blamed corruption, compression errors. But that theory collapsed when they checked the station's CCTV. There was a gap. Exactly 4 minutes, from 2:14 to 2:18, the video feed did not freeze. It simply wasn't there, as if those minutes were never recorded at all. And none of it matched the official activity log, because the log claimed everyone was asleep. Whispered. But the next discovery would quietly unravel everything they thought they understood. The station's lead psychologist reviewed the sleep data. and found something impossible. Every subject showed signs of waking. At exactly the same moment, heart rate spiked, eyes moved beneath closed lids, as if they were all responding to something, together. And none of it prepared them for what surfaced next. 3 days later, one of the researchers, a man named Elias Mork, submitted his final written entry. It was only 2 sentences. The handwriting was careful, too careful. It said, "I don't think the station is isolated. I think something is using the isolation to get closer." That night, Elias vanished. No alarms, no forced doors. His winter boots were still inside. His coat hung untouched. Outside, the snow was smooth. No tracks leading away. Only one detail remained. At 2:14, the same time stop as the audio anomaly, the station's internal clock system briefly reset. Not forward, not backward, just blank. As if time paused and then resumed without admitting it. No one ever found Elias. No search explained how a man disappears barefoot into polar winter, without leaving even a single mark, and the audio file remained 12 seconds, containing 4 minutes that shouldn't exist. Investigators offered theories. None felt complete. Theory 1. Sleep-wake hallucination. Experts noted that in extreme darkness, the brain can misfire. Voices, false awakenings, shared suggestion. But hallucinations don't erase CCTV time. Theory 2. Data corruption and equipment failure. Engineers argued that audio stretching and video gaps happen. Clocks glitch, files break. But it doesn't explain why every subject's body reacted simultaneously. Theory 3. Psychological contamination. A slow group delusion. One person becomes uncertain, then another, until reality itself feels negotiable. Some believe Elias may have walked out voluntarily, in a dissociative break, but where did he go without shoes? Into untouched snow? Theory 4. Institutional silence. The program was privately funded. Some records were sealed. Some logs lost. Perhaps something happened that the station was never meant to reveal. Not supernatural. Just human systems hiding human collapse. Yet still, one detail remains. The voice on the tape. Unidentified. Unlisted. Whispering, "Don't look at the clocks." No theory explains why it sounds so calm, as if it already knew. Some mysteries don't demand fear because they are violent, but because they suggest something quieter, that reality can thin, under the right conditions. That time is not always experienced equally, and that the human mind, when deprived of light, will begin to search for patterns, even where none exist. Elias Mork's name remains in a closed Norwegian report, a missing person file in a place with no witnesses, only an audio recording that holds more minutes than it should, like an echo trapped inside machinery, waiting. Which explanation feels closest, and which one unsettles you the most?